Amazon have finally expanded their cloud gaming solution to more regions. On the 22nd of March 2023, they added Canada, Germany and the UK to the existing United States. So join me, Doragon, as a UK-based content creator on my first experience of Amazon Luna. This is going to be an unscripted video. It's going to be my live first impressions. So I haven't touched the service, I haven't even installed the application yet. We're going to go through the whole process. Now I have reviewed the service previously without going hands-on with it, taking into account the business setup, price plans and what have you. But this is going to be a hands-on experience. So without further ado, let's go to the tablet home screen and get started with installing Amazon Luna. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is install the application. I don't have a Windows device of any description. I don't have any Amazon Fire devices even. Everything I do is through the Android ecosystem. So my phone or my tablet, both of which are of the Samsung Persuasion. So I'm going to have to install the application, which means going into the Google Play Store. So now that I'm in here, what I'm going to do is just search for Luna. Now I don't have my keyboard cover attached at the moment. I do, however, have a Bluetooth mouse attached. So I'm just going to use that to type in, let's do the whole thing. Let's give it its proper name, Amazon Luna, and give it a search. And the only thing that comes up is the Luna controller here, which basically allows your mobile phone to become a controller. It becomes like a touchpad controller that you can just like tap on the screen and use to access the service. So what I'm thinking is we're probably going to have to go through the browser for this one and get the web app, the PWA. So if I just load Chrome instead from my taskbar down the bottom here, and we'll overwrite the Epic Games Store. I've picked up this month's free game. So Amazon Luna UK. There we go. Amazon UK, Amazon Luna. Let's load that up. I'm going to have to accept cookies if we actually want to use it. So we've got the home, the library. It's going to ask me to sign in, so bear with 2 seconds whilst I do that. I don't want you to see my login details. And here we are on the other side of signing in. So what I'm going to do now is install this website as an application, so I don't end up with all the tabs across here. It gives me full screen mode. It's just a bit easier, nicer and cleaner to navigate around. So for anybody who doesn't know how to do that on Android, you go to your 3 dots on the top right hand side here, scroll down to install app, and this will install luna.amazon.co.uk, this website as an application directly on the device. And here we are, Amazon Luna as an application on the device now. So I'm just going to click on this, load it up. And then I'm assuming I'm going to have to re-sign in. Oh no, it's already signed me in. So what I did during that sign-in process was I put my name in, and I then also connected my Ubisoft account with it because it gives you the opportunity to connect services. So I did all that just because it was all a bunch of logins in one fell swoop. And then we've got the library button just behind my face here. So let me move myself for 2 seconds, click library, and this will show me all of the games that I can access. I don't currently have Prime. I don't have Amazon Prime at the moment. I cancelled it middle of 2022 in a cost-saving exercise. I really haven't missed it. Most of the stuff that I end up ordering from Amazon still comes next day anyway, without the Prime delivery. And I watch maybe 2 shows on Amazon Prime, neither of which released new content after I cancelled in 2022. So that's just The Boys and Invincible. So I'm not missing that much at the moment with the way that I'm working. So I haven't played Assassin's Creed Unity for a long time. I have my PS4 Pro controller here. So this is already connected to the tablets. So I'm just going to turn that on. There we go, turned on and connected. So I've got a device attached to play. And let's jump into a game of Assassin's Creed Unity. Right. So even though I own this title via Ubisoft Plus, via Ubisoft Connect, I can only play this title on Luna if I am signed up to Luna Plus, have Prime, I imagine, because you do get 4 free games per month included with Prime Gaming, or if I sign up for Ubisoft Plus. Now, Ubisoft Plus is £14.99 per month. That's quite a lot of money for just Ubisoft games. But if we go into what is playlist, your playlist is empty. Okay, interesting. If we go into home, let's have a look. So Prime members, these are the 4 games that you can get for the month of March 2023. Trial Zero, Get Packed, Couch Chaos. Get Packed is a great game. Mega Man 11, Mega Man, great. And Sail Forth, maybe a Spiritfarer type game, I don't rightly know. But if you have Amazon Prime, you can play these 4 games at no additional cost, which is great. They have stores of Ubisoft and link accounts. That one's interesting. There's Luna gameplay videos going on. So as you can see, there's a broadcast section over here. So if you've got a Twitch account, if you stream to Twitch, you can stream directly through Luna to Twitch, which is quite nice. Ubisoft Plus, Luna couch games. So Luna don't have online multiplayer, but they do allow split screen multiplayer. So you can play these with somebody at home via what they call couch games, basically split screen co-op, that type of idea, or split screen versus if there's like versus games in here, that sort of thing. Family friendly games, retro vibes. So it gives you a load of different options, but these are the subscriptions that they've got available now. So they've actually decreased the amount of subscriptions since I reviewed it in 2022. There were about 5 or 6 subscriptions back then, all at like $4 and $5 a pop. So we're now down to just 3. You've got Luna Plus. So the family and retro has gone, and I believe they've rolled into Luna Plus. So that gives it a much better value proposition. You've got Ubisoft Plus, which we've already covered is £14.99 per month. And you've got Jackbox Games, just gives you access to all of the Jackbox games at any time. Let's have a look at Luna Plus. Let's see what it wants to charge me. So it's only telling me £8.99 per month. So I could pay for a month of Luna Plus at £8.99. No Amazon Prime account required to do that. You can just sign up for Luna Plus. You don't need to have an Amazon subscription already to do that one. And it gives you quite a few games looking at this list. If we start scrolling through, there's a sizable list there. I assume that's everything that's available in the Luna Plus subscription. So we've got 120-ish games for £8.99. Now, when you compare that to, say, Microsoft's Game Pass Ultimate with their Xbox division, that's £10.99 per month, but that gets you over 400 games. It depends what you want. The way I tend to look at it and figure it is, I'm going to play about 10% of the available catalogue. That's what most people are going to end up wanting to play. Like if I just look across this first line here, I played Alien Isolation in like 2011, and I've had no inclination to go back to it since that point. So I'm probably not going to play that. I've got access to Origami on multiple different devices, including, I believe, the PlayStation Vita. Arcade Paradise is fun. Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader, which I think is about a 9-year-old over here, 10-year-old. Baseball Stars. The first one I'm coming up to that I would probably play is Hot Wheels. Oh, this is Beach Buggy Racing 2 Hot Wheels Edition. It's not Hot Wheels Unlimited. Okay, so that's not even the game I thought it was. The Castlevania collection could be fun. Chicken Police is always fun. Control is a great game. But there's nothing jumping out here. Like Death Squared, I played that on the PlayStation Vita and the PlayStation 3. Dirt 5 has been out for many, many years. There's not a lot on here that's new. Devil May Cry 5 is probably the newest one I'm seeing thus far, which is a 2020 game. So tail end of the Xbox One, PlayStation 4 generation, got an upgrade to next-gen graphics and such. Hot Wheels Unleashed, that's the one I was thinking of, looking at the one previously. Maybe play Mortal Shell, I do like a difficult game. Earthworm Jim, probably go back for a bit of a nostalgia. Whether I'd complete it, I don't know. Okami HD is great, but again, I played that back in like 2010. Like 13 years ago, I played this game. Overcooked, I own it in 4 different places. Same with Overcooked 2. They've been given away that many times in different subscriptions or just freebies here and there. Resi 2 and 3, are these the remakes? Or are these the originals? It looks like it's the remake. Yeah, it looks like it's the remake from 2019. So that's decent. So they're good games. But there's not a huge amount of new stuff on there. I think the most up-to-date one is possibly Resi 3 or Devil May Cry 5. Basically, if you've been an active gamer in the last 3 to 5 years, there is nothing on here that you haven't played already. And just to point out, this is only 1080p as well. You can't go higher than 1080p. So if you look at video quality, 1080 is the absolute max, and it's using up to 10 gigabytes of data per hour. That is incredibly data hungry, especially compared to what its direct competitor was when it launched, which was Stadia. Their 1080p would use 7 gig an hour. So you're using 3 gigabytes more. Not a problem for most people here in the UK. I have completely unlimited data usage on my broadband connection, and I even have completely unlimited data usage on my mobile phone connection. So there's no problem for folks in the UK, but where this initially launched in the US, that should be better than what it is. And there's no option to go above that. There's no 1440, no 4K. So 1080p, you're very much getting a last generation experience with this. We're talking 8th generation consoles. In terms of broadcasting, let's see how easy this would be. So connect your Twitch account to get started. Okay, so there we go. So my Twitch is now connected. It was just a case of press the connect, log in, authorize, and it brings you back to this page automatically. Let's look at setting up a broadcast. I have not broadcast on Twitch in a long time. I sort of left Twitch in February 2022. So turn on video camera to see available devices. So enable browser, video camera, and mic. So let's have a look, see. So allow that. Okay, so it's removed my face cam, but it would then allow me to choose which camera I would want to choose. And you're seeing it on the preview over here, actually. And then you can choose where it goes. I tend to like the bottom right, if I can have it, most of the time. Doesn't cover up too many UI elements. It's in a nice spot. That's pretty good. And then this microphone that I'm using could also be added in there, but I don't want to kind of ruin the recording. So let's just turn that off and bring myself back here. And then you just put in a title for your broadcast and start live. That's really easy. And you could start playing. I don't know whether you'd have to start the game first, or whether it gives you this Luna just chatting, which is quite nice. That's quite cool. And I wonder if you'd be able to use a second device, for example. So if I took my phone, I could use that for this preview section and the chat section, because I imagine it would show you display Twitch chat, go like, yeah. So yeah, it would show you your Twitch chat here. That's really cool, really interesting. I may have to give that a go. I may have to do my first Twitch stream in well over a year just to give Luna on Twitch a go. But right now, I actually want to play a game. I want to see how it works from a gameplay perspective. Setup-wise, it seems fairly universal, fairly normal. So I want to play a bit of Assassin's Creed Unity. So let's get that loaded. Let me start my 7-day free trial, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so we're all signed up. One thing that cropped up during that process is that you need to have a default payment method set up on your actual Amazon account. So I had to go in and make a default payment method. I've removed it because I was buying too much at one point, and it just meant that I had to go through additional steps to make sure I wasn't spending a chunk of money. So I've had to reset up a default payment method. I then just hit start 7-day trial, start, and we're now at this page. I can start playing. So let's close this. And because it's a 7-day free trial, it gives me access to everything. So I could go into the Luna Plus library and anything within that. So my content, yeah. So my content, I could play any of these games and they'd be working hopefully really well. Right, let's get playing. This device is currently not supported. You may experience irregular or substandard performance during gameplay. That's disappointing. This is meant to work on Android devices, but we'll have a look-see. I've had this with other services in the past and had zero issues with the experience. So, like I say, got my controller connected, all ready to go. Bit slow getting connected. It's taken a good 30 seconds to get to this phase where it's synchronizing everything. However, now we're in the game. It's running at 1080p. Thus far seems to be running quite well, at least visually anyhow. Your controller is now ready for... So it would allow me the mouse input, by the looks of things. That would be interesting if with the keyboard cover of the tablet it would let me work, because whilst GeForce Now and Boosteroid do recognize that there's a keyboard cover connected, they don't let it work. You have to sort of hammer W to move forward slightly. So this would be interesting if it would allow me to use keyboard and mouse. Bear in mind this is a 2014 game. This is the beginning of the 8th generation of consoles. So it is only going to be an 8th gen experience. That was very unkind. But also none of these people are nice, so it's kind of the bad killing the bad. Some big stuttering there. Some big jumping around as well in this cutscene. I don't know whether this is Assassin's Creed Unity, which is a horrible buggy mess, or whether this is Amazon Luna causing this particular situation. Questions.
Philip's moving faster than we expected.
Another hand is at work here.
Oh,
The assassins.
assassins. I thought the Mongol clans broke their power.
Oh my god, the input lag is... Oh my days. Like... Forward. Backwards. There is some horrific lag. Oh my giddy aunt. That is shocking. Oh, this might end up being unplayable.
We will not prevail this night, but if you make haste, you may yet save our order.
What must I do?
Go to the tower. Take the sword in the book. Hide them. They must not fall into the assassin's hands.
Run yourself.
Go!
Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, this is unplayable. Like, attack, 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 attack. It is not playing at all. Oh, this is horrific. My days, this is bad.
Hold the bridge! Hold! Dad, I have to take a different way.
That was cutscene. I wasn't touching anything and you saw that lag there. You saw that jutteriness. Somehow I was able to parry that. Oh, this is... No, no, we are stopping this because it is utterly horrific. How would you rate your gameplay session? Unplayable. Video issues. Really choppy and low frame rate. Audio issues. Poor sync. That's the one. Input issues, massive. Delayed input response. Yeah, we'll just submit that feedback. We won't write anything else. Sorry to hear you didn't have a great experience. For the best results with Luna, use Ethernet or 5 GHz Wi-Fi. Now, I want to take issue with this because this is not the first one I've seen with this recently. I have been using cloud gaming since 2020, and I have been told in a GeForce Now video to just use the 5 gigahertz connection. I have been told in Boostroid usage by Boostroid to use an Ethernet or 5 gigahertz connection. Yet all of them support devices like this. They say these are officially supported devices, Android phones and tablets. There is no Ethernet port on this. There is no way without buying another additional expensive accessory. Cheapest one I could find was nearly 40 quid to get a USB-C connector with an Ethernet port in it. And then there is no guarantee that that will actually work with your particular device. This whole idea of connect an Ethernet cable goes against the idea of cloud gaming for me. Cloud gaming is meant to untether you from a single location. So to have an Ethernet connection connected to be able to actually play the games, that is just incredibly poor on the service provider's part. Now the 5 gigahertz connection, again, this shouldn't be a situation. It was never a situation when Google had Stadia out there. Stadia was designed to work on these high latency, low bandwidth connections. It was specifically designed that way so that it could bring gaming to many more people. The fact that nobody else has gone down that route is not only unacceptable, it will be the death of cloud gaming. Most people do not know how to port forward or force a particular internet connection. So trying to tell people use 5 gigahertz, many gamers aren't going to know what the hell you're on about, let alone how to do it. This setup is unacceptable, especially at the price point and especially with the type of people who are going to be using this type of service. If you cannot design a cloud gaming service that will work with a standard internet service provider's roaming setup so that it goes to the channel with the best possible connection for that device at that moment in time, your cloud gaming service is not good enough. So now that I've done the work of an IT team and set a bunch of port forwarding, forced myself onto the Wi-Fi 6, as you can see up the top right hand side of the screen there. It's Wi-Fi 6, it's the 5 gigahertz network. Let's give this another go and see if it will work on the new network. I know it says the device is currently unsupported, and that might be part of what this is, but I'm not willing to accept that this won't work at all, that this is completely unplayable on a gigabit broadband connection with Wi-Fi 6 technology. I am refusing to accept that I must plug an Ethernet cable into a mobile device to get a good experience on Amazon Luna. So one other thing I've noticed immediately, it says press A in-game. You got the DualShock 4 connected, and when I bring this menu up, it tells me that I've got the DualShock 4 connected. On the home screen of Luna, it knows what these buttons are. It calls them R1, R2, X, circle. I'm disappointed it doesn't do that in-game. Very disappointed it doesn't do that in-game. But let's jump back into it and see if changing to the 5 gigahertz frequency has done anything. It's slightly better. There is still input lag. There is still input lag on a 5 gigahertz network. It is a little bit better, don't get me wrong. But it's not what I call good. For example, I've just jumped off where I want to be. Find the Templar artifacts. Up we go. But I'm having to take this slow just because part of that's the game design, don't get me wrong. Like parkour and free running in this was all animation locked, so it wasn't great. Hey, oh no. Do I want to go? Oh, apparently I want to go down or something. Oh yeah. Spiral staircase here. I will say it's quite dark.
The tower. They've breached the tower. They've taken them.
Alright, here we go. Flee after this guy. Woo! Is this where I was meant to go? I don't know where he is. Oh, he's there. Kill that guy. Fair play. Yeah, there is still great input lag. You can see how choppy it is. And this is on, as I say, 5 gigahertz frequency. I've made the changes it asked me to. I can't realistically do much more. I can't plug an Ethernet cable in. Oh yes, parry. There you go, run through. Down you go, sir. Lie in the fire. Ow. He is very dead. I took all of his health. Yeah, I've still got horrific input lag in this. Okay, Piece of Eden. Yup. Nice sword. I do question how so many people can use the Pieces of Eden when you need ISU DNA. So that's better, but it's not good. Like, not good at all. So let's just exit this game. Man, it was still bad. It was still not a great experience. Barely playable. So we still had that choppy video. Like, quality was much better, I will say. Input issues was still there. There was definitely input lag. And it still says to do the same thing. But as you can see up the top right-hand side of the screen over that way, I'm on Wi-Fi 6. That is a 5 gigahertz frequency network. So, what I'm interested in is what my network speeds are doing on this connection. So let's go into Ookla speed test. This is an ISP industry recognized speed test. This is what everybody in the industry uses for mobile or Wi-Fi broadband connections. So yeah, you could just see it's climbing and climbing. We're probably not going to get too high because this is sort of peak time on a weekday that this is happening. But it's 706 megabits and a 15 millisecond ping. Like, there is no reason the connection should be this bad. I don't get these sort of connection issues on Xbox Game Pass cloud gaming. I don't get these sort of connection issues on PlayStation Plus cloud gaming or on GeForce Now cloud gaming. Like, if I jump over to GeForce Now, for example. So let's actually be sensible about this. Let's not go for Destiny 2. I know it's a Twitch reaction game and that will show the differences, but let's go for parity. Let's go for Assassin's Creed Unity on GeForce Now through Ubisoft Connect, which is where I own this particular version of the game, and see what this is like once we're in playing the title. So whilst I'm waiting for GeForce Now to load, I've connected my Backbone controller onto my phone. So what you're seeing right now is my phone. Let me just move my face a little bit. To here, go into library. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to boot up Assassin's Creed Unity, see if it changes any on the phone, because it says on the officially supported applications. So it says on the officially supported documentation that Android phones are supported, not Android tablets. It seems weird to make a differentiation between the two of them, but I'm going to try it on the phone. Now, this is the Backbone 1 controller. Apparently, it doesn't particularly like it. I can always change the input. I can pair up my PlayStation 4 controller if needs be. But I just want to see if it runs better on the phone, one of the more officially supported devices. Ow. Come on. I don't know, and I don't know how much of this is the damn game being animation locked. Let's find out in the running section, because this was really difficult on the tablet. that's not too shabby, considering this is a non-officially supported controller. Ow, I might die here. So yeah, this is a non-officially supported controller, and it's definitely working better on the Android phone. It is, if I drag down, it's actually on the 2.4 gigahertz network this time. So it's definitely not a network connection, it's definitely a device connection. However, just gaming on a phone, that is, it's all right. It's how I've done a lot of gaming over time, especially when I was waiting for the next gen, when I was like using a PlayStation 4 as my main device. But as you can see, I could wobble this around. My face cam ain't exactly stable. Finding a decent position, I've got to hold this up in front of my face if I'd like to stream it, for example. It's just not... It's not as ergonomic, not as smooth an experience. It's okay. And if I wasn't recording it, I'd probably be holding it down here and you'd be looking at my nose like this. Okay, this isn't going to be amazing gameplay, but it should allow me to see it a bit better. This is a really clean 1080p. Possibly about as clean as you would get on the original release consoles. Maybe cleaner, because they were 30 FPS. I remember playing this in 30 frames per second. Whilst we're here, let's see if turning Wi-Fi off does anything. We're now on 5G connection. So this is 5G mobile data running this game. It's a lot more choppy. That audio is much more problematic immediately. Visually, it still looks all right. Yeah, there's more input lag on 5G.
You'd rather sit without?
Whoop.
Aren't you coming?
So it works on mobile data, but I wouldn't call it a good experience. There you go, Wi-Fi 6 connection. Like, it was working pretty good on the 2.4. Just needs to re-stabilize itself. Meow, 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 meow. This is suddenly really smooth, yeah. Like, it was smooth enough on the 2 gigahertz, 2.4. It's incredibly smooth on the 5. It's just a case of I have to be on a mobile phone. Okay, now we've got the actual proper character models. Let's see how good it looks. It looks really clean, actually. Bear in mind, I'm only on like a 6.7-inch screen. It's a small screen, but it looks clean. So as you've just seen from the phone gameplay, it can work better, but it's not been good. And I'm still 53rd in the queue right now here on GeForce Now. So I'm going to jump out and we're going to have a chat face-to-face about my overwhelming feelings from this experience. So I've had a very poor first experience with Luna. I don't know what I expected. I don't even know what I wanted. But the reality of the matter is, the gameplay, no matter what I've done, has not been good. It worked okay on my phone on the 5 gigahertz frequency. And it worked okay on my phone on the 2.4 gigahertz frequency. It even worked okay on 5G mobile data. But it was only okay at best. And on a bigger device, like my Android tablet, which is not a different build of Android, by the way. It is the same Android 13 build. So the operating system that it is trying to run on is no different between the big tablet and the smaller phone. There is no reasoning that it should be any different, that it should run any different, and yet it was such a poor experience on the tablet, which is where I would want to play most of the time. that I would call it completely unplayable. I have nothing else in the house that it's compatible with. I don't have any Fire devices, I don't have any Windows devices, I don't have Samsung TVs, it doesn't appear to be compatible in any way, shape or form with Android TVs. So right now the only two devices I could play it on are my phone and tablet, and it's given me a poor first impression, a poor experience, to the point that I immediately cancelled that subscription. So once my 7-day free trial is up, that's it. I will not be using Amazon Luna again. It is that bad. And my worry is that this is going to be the experience of most people. I know what I need to do to try and get the most out of cloud gaming, and I'm having a bad experience. Luna's catalog and setup means they're aiming more at the casual gamer, and they won't know what they need to do to get the best out of it. There'll be the odd one or two that do. There'll be the odd one or two that get really invested in it and really look into how to get the most out of it. But fiddling with your ports, fiddling with locking a device to a certain frequency, fiddling with the IP settings of your home router, these aren't the sort of things that we should be expecting the average gamer and the average consumer to be doing. And yet, Amazon are just the latest in a long line of providers asking me to do that. And I don't think it's acceptable. It doesn't compare well to last generation home consoles, let alone this generation home consoles, and it really falls down when compared to most of the competing services, especially when GeForce Now has a free option, which granted you end up in a queue for quite a while if you're only on the free version, but they have a free version that you can queue up for and utilize. And their game library is so outdated, I don't know who I could recommend this to. I'm just disappointed. I think that's the overwhelming feeling, and it's not just Luna's fault. I've been testing Boosteroid recently. Keep tuned and subscribe below for a video coming on that soon. I've just been disappointed with cloud gaming recently. We've lost Stadia. GeForce Now is absolutely useless to the non-PC crowd. Boosteroid, like I say, I've got a review on that coming up. Luna just doesn't work. That leaves us with Xbox Cloud Gaming and PlayStation Plus Premium as big players. There are other small players that I will try and get round to through the course of the year, but this was meant to be a big win day for cloud gaming. And I feel less enthusiastic now, after my time with Luna, about this section of the industry than I did before my time with Amazon Luna. But hey, if you want to know a little bit more about it, a more concentrated review, try this video here. Otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time guys, have yourselves a fantastic day and take care.